FJ golf spikes. These are $10. Usually are fairly decent, but these are in really bad condition. But that would be a pickup at 10 because you can usually sell them for about 40-ish. $12.99 for these. These just some Adidas Solar Blaze. Men's 13. Some separation up top. Metcons. $7. Pretty bad though. Nike Free, no insoles, $9. So yeah, for second week in a row, not a dang thing in the men's shoes. These were here 2 weeks ago. I'm guessing the people that came looking for shoes discovered exactly what I discovered. That I didn't even see this. I missed that altogether a couple weeks ago. But I passed at $11 because these don't really move for a whole lot. This is the kids section. These are some Jordans. Up here are some Panda Dunks for $7 or $6. Alright, so on those Panda Dunks, youth, I believe these are what, a youth or kids 12C. There's a bunch listed. 300. Not a bad sell rate though, right at 50%. 40. 20 plus shipping, 25, 24.
Right now I'm just trying to
25, 40. Yeah, you can get at least probably 20 to 25 plus shipping on these, and not a huge margin, but they're only $6 here. Since I'm over here, I figured I would just kind of check out these Jordans. The Flight Clubs really don't move for much money, but since they're right in front of me, I figured I would at least spend the 2 minutes to check. $7 in here. It's 39 listed. 9 sold, so not that great. Got some stuff going on the side. And some wear at the top. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the Jordans and grab the Dunks. I didn't even see these over here, just out of my peripherals. These are a pair of Jordan 3 baseball, maybe. Looks like more like baseball. And they're in the kids sections, but get this, they're men's 7, a small men's size, but indeed a men's. $10. And that, I mean, they need to be cleaned up maybe just a little bit, but still solid condition. Yeah, so I figured most of these would be listed pretty high. There's 51 available, 19 sold, so right at 50%. Here's an 85, a 40, 75, 45, You can get at least, conservatively, probably 50 once you clean these up, maybe a little more. All right, so in the women's section, there's a pair of Nike Free Fly Net. It's missing the size tag in the right shoe. They are $8, but yeah, missing the size in both shoes. It's a pair of 270 React. Women's 7.5. These are kind of high, $13. All right, so there's 41 of these listed. Let's see what they're going for. Yeah, pretty bad sale rate. It's 45, 36. Not too bad though. The ones that are selling for a pretty decent amount. It's just 7.5. Right here, the last 7.5. This was, whoops, no results found. Yeah, but 7.5 right here sold for 45. It's like $55 for shipping. Let me see if there's any 7.5s and what they're going for or what they're listed for. So this is a 10, this is a 10, this is a 9, this is a 9. Yeah, so I don't think there's any other. Let me double check this one. This is a 7. I don't think there's any other 7.5s on here, and these just need to be cleaned up just a little bit. So initially the sale rate kind of threw me off, but the ones that are selling are doing okay. So 13, I think I'm gonna add these right here. All right, so all three of these are already clean now. These are the Nike Air Max 270. They were, what, 13 at the Goodwill. And conservatively, like I said in the story, these will probably bring in somewhere around 40. I mean, so right at a double up, maybe just a little bit more on something like that. And these are the Panda Dunk Lows for, I believe this is a toddler size 12C. These were, I believe, $6, and conservatively, you probably can sell these for right around 25 plus shipping. So that's fairly decent. And these are the Jordan 3 Black Cement. I believe they're baseball or football cleats. I can't remember, but they're not in perfect condition. But I feel like they're still are in fairly good shape. Only $10 in the retail store, and I think these were put in the wrong section, which was probably maybe why they were kind of mispriced a little bit. Only, like I said, only 10. And if these were in really, really good shape, probably could get over 100. But in this condition here, I think they're, I mean, they're in pretty good shape, but I mean, they're not perfect, like I said. But you should be able to get conservatively somewhere between 50 to $60. Alrighty, also a super quick trip to Goodwill in the books. And typically when I go to the retail store, I'm usually only looking for shoes because 90% of my other inventory is going to come from the Goodwill bins. So when I go in there, I'm usually looking for shoes because at the bins, obviously you can find shoes, but they're harder to come by because they tend to have less there and there's just more people looking for them. The bread and butter stuff at the retail store, Levi jeans, just random shirts and pants, I typically don't pick those up unless, even here in Tennessee, unless they're super, super cheap, because $8.99 is still a decent price for a pair of jeans. But something like Levi's I can get for $2. And so for me, the highest and best use for the remaining, $6, I feel like I can get way more items for it. So typically when I go into the retail store, you guys don't see it a lot of times, but I do go over in the clothing section just to see if I can maybe find maybe a jersey, a really desirable jacket. If it's not one of those two sort of items, I typically pass on most of the items at the retail store. Most of my business is based off the Goodwill outlet. I started reselling in Oregon. Obviously, if you've been watching for a while, there were 3 Goodwill bins up there, 4 if you count Vancouver. And when we were deciding to relocate, it really came down to 2 areas where we kind of had looked at 3. We're looking at like Salt Lake City. That got X'd off pretty quick. And then it came down to Nashville and Dallas-Fort Worth. And both of those locations have a Goodwill bins, and that's sort of what I've kind of built my business around. So typically if I can go into the retail store here and there and find 5 or 6 good pair of shoes, I usually count it as a pretty successful trip. But just kind of wanted to show you guys, take you guys along for it, kind of show you like some of the back end work that goes into some of the cleaning. So this is where I'm going to cut the video off at. I appreciate you guys for coming along with me. If you got anything out of it, like it, consider subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all right back here on the next video. Succeed.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.